Hello, everyone. Welcome to Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid. I am your host, Honest Kim. We are here with Annie, the psychic sidekick.
Cheers.
And our special guest, Cassandra.
Hello.
Yay!
Hello.
Aren't you so not be in New York City right now? It's like -20.
Yes, I'm very happy. I don't need to go back anytime soon, ever.
I was watching a video of the Coast Guard breaking up the ice on the Hudson.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have to look at that out of my window. Instead, I get to look at beautiful mountains.
When are you headed back to NYC?
I think Friday. I'm trying not to think about it, though.
Maybe you'll get snowed in.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Just like we got snowed in Miami, LA. Yeah.
Hey, no, it could be so hot they can't fly airplanes. Is that a thing?
Well, today we are talking about fur and why I actually, as a vegetarian, agree with fur wearing sometimes. So,
Okay.
so let's get the topic going. Following that, we will have the DoucheBomb of the Week award. We had one of our awesome listeners, Laura, made a great suggestion, who we're going to take her up on this week. And following that, we have my favorite, the Psychic Sidekick's weekly predictions. So let's get started talking about fur.
So, go ahead, Kim. Sorry.
Did any of you read my article on why I support wearing fur?
I did, Kim. I read the article, and I thought you made some very important points about hypocrisy and eating animals, wearing animals, and I do have to agree because fur is beautiful, and if you're eating animals, this comes from the animal, and it just makes sense to me. But I would like for you to tell me, Kim, a little bit more detail because I agree, but I'm not you, so.
So for those of us that didn't read the article, tell us, Kim, what you said.
Okay, well, I said that I supported hypocrisy fully because that way I'm never wrong, but I didn't appreciate or I was confused by the stink eye I got after going to a wedding and wearing a fur coat. I was with the mayor of our town, who was also wearing a fur coat. It was a fur-themed wedding outside on the mountain. And we got all these stink eyes in the lodge after the wedding by these people eating burgers and chili. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you guys thought about your position and thought, just be hypocritical or whatever, or support it at least, or not, but think through your position. So my position was, as a vegetarian, if people are eating animals and there's animal product left over, you should use it, right? Leather, whatever. Just because I don't eat the animal doesn't mean I'm just gonna say, oh, just throw away the leftover product. I actually have a thyroid condition, and I've been taking dried sheep thyroid, which has been around for 100 years as a treatment and is more effective actually than the chemical synthetic one. So I mean, there are other products to animals I think are really useful. So if we're killing the animal anyway, we should use all the parts of it that we can. That's my note. Go ahead.
My other thing is if people love fur. Like I feel like the 70s, 60s, and 80s, furs was like huge thing, and then all of a sudden there's these activists showing up, which I totally get. Killing an animal just for fur or just farming animals just for fur, I think is inhumane in a certain aspect. But if the fur already exists, you might as well wear it. Like, for example, your mom brought up...
Hold on. That's point 3 of my article. We'll get to that.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, then go on to your next thing.
We'll get to there. So everyone's in agreement, right? If someone's already eating it for meat and it's there, we should use it, right?
Right.
No arguments against that?
Furs, but I'm pretty sure they don't take the cowhide. Do they take the cowhide from, like, burgers?
I hope so. That's
like, how often do farmers actually use all the different parts?
Well, I mean, most of them are in giant processing plants. So I think they separate the hides, and that's how we have leather shoes and leather bags. And
that would be my only question is, do they really do that, use every single part of the cow? It makes sense to me, but do they realistically do that?
I don't know the answer. My theory is we eat so much beef that we can't possibly be making that much skin into leather. I mean,
right.
I can't see that. I mean, we'd be clad in leather everything, I would think, from I don't know, though. We'd have to ask some Brazilians or something. So my second point in the article was, are these meat-eating, stink-eyeing, fur-hating people discriminating? Are they saying, well, yeah, we can eat ruminants, cows, and, weird-looking birds like chickens and turkeys because they're kind of ugly. But, fur, oh, they're cuddly and cute and furry. No on that,
Right. I think people just get brainwashed by people saying all these bad things about fur, and I don't think they're educated enough to even really think about too much what we're eating, and this is cute and this isn't, so you can't hurt this, but you can hurt this. I don't think people are having that deep of thought. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't know.
Annie?
I think people are just ignorant.
Well, my theory is, like, look, you've got all these local, hippie, sustainable, Portland people who want their meat to be organic and local and free range and this. Well, my question is, are there any free range, organic, local fur farms?
Right.
Because in theory, if you're a good meat-eating hippie and you make sure that your beef is sustainable, right? But you should. What would be the difference, in the whole beauty thing of having fur then that's raised to live a happy life outside, eating their non-sulfate added berries?
I think we're about to start a whole new revolution that's going to drive me bonkers. Is your leather local? Is it sustainable? Is it organic? We're going to start a whole new clothing revolution where people are going to ask those questions, like at the grocery store. Oh, is it local? Is it sustainable? Is it organic?
Do you have the portfolio on the animal that your leather came from?
Yes.
His name was Clyde the cow.
And what about the python from which your bag is made? Because I have a python bag, so are there python farms?
Yeah. Are there
they
python
sustainable?
farms? Are they
Do
organic?
I care about python?
Are there free-range pythons?
Are you feeding your python mice or humans? Like, I prefer a human python eater.
Are they farmed mice? Because I don't know about farmed mice.
Oh my gosh, then it's like putting in, that's a lot of questions.
All right, so then that was my number 2. My third and final point was old versus new. If it's vintage fur, I mean, you should wear it. I mean, I know so many women here that came out for this wedding that had these beautiful vintage furs, right? They didn't kill it. They didn't buy it. They weren't creating demand for it. And it just sits in their closet because they get stink-eyed if they wear it in public, or shamed, or publicly written about in the paper if they're the mayor wearing a wool coat with fur on the collar to the tree lighting ceremony. And I think it's ridiculous. I think, if you receive an ancestor of yours fur, you should be able to wear it, and you shouldn't just keep it in your closet, store it improperly so it falls apart. And I think you should wear it loud. It's so warm for the winter here when it's really cold. Nothing's going to keep you warmer. It's beautiful, and it's a shame to throw whatever that animal went through at the time. It's a shame to throw it away. And plus, like irons and washing machines, they don't make them like they used to.
Nope.
Right.
I love your fur coat that your mom gave you, that she had. It's so much fun to wear out in town, even though you get the stink eye, like your friend Amy. She's like, that's not real.
Isn't it fabulous?
And I also think it's just, where do you live geographically? I mean, one time when I was walking down the street in New York with a fox fur collar jacket, someone yelled at me, "Fur socks!" Anyway, just walking toward me. Fur socks.
I don't get it.
Socks, yeah. Anyway, and I was like, what did she say? It took me like about 3 minutes to be like, what did she say? But normally, I don't think there's like shaming in New York, really. So, I think it probably just depends where you are, and as far as that's concerned, on how severe it is. But I wear it every day. So.
My favorite response I've ever heard in my whole life was one of Ken's husband's friends, and she was in New York City, and she was wearing it, and I think she was on the way to the New York Library, and she's walking up the set, and someone's like, "You're disgusting, I can't believe you wear fur," and she turns around and is like, "Do you know how many guys I had to F for this fur?" And then Ray's face is just like, oh my gosh, and then didn't say anything else, and then she walked out with a big fat smile, and she's like, take that. So best hugs ever.
Well, so this vegetarian is saying, look, if it is a byproduct of something people are eating for food, like leather or even rabbit, lots of people eat rabbit, you know,
Right.
and it's available, I think it should be used. The second thing is, you know, what's the difference between fur that is sustainable and local, organic, and happy, and once it dies, you know, it needs to be use it anyway, right?
And the other thing, like, I don't really know the process for each type of fur and how they get it or what they do to the animal. I mean, I've heard things like they have to electrocute the animal in order for the fur to, you know, come out a certain way. So, like, I think like learning really more about all the different ways that they do it and doing it in a way that's humane, like a sustainable whatever fur farmer or whatever.
Great.
It's like two different things.
Trend for asking, making people create a new campaign, asking awareness of for.
Yeah. Or, you know, and then my final argument was, if you own it, do one of three things: wear it. And regardless, actually, this is a separate thing. Store it properly. Don't let it just fall apart. That's a shame. Or if you're not going to wear it because you live in California or because you just can't deal with the stink eye, give it to someone or sell it to someone who will wear it, and that will reduce the need for new fur, and that will respect what has already happened with the animal. I mean, there's so much fur that's just sitting around.
I really like that. That's a good idea and a really good point.
And
give it to someone who will use it.
And if you are a stink eyer, or worse, if you're one of those like basic people that ruin furs, you know, they'll like throw, I don't think they do that anymore, blood or paint or something. Like, you're basically, the people that ruin fur are like the people that bomb abortion clinics, right? You're just like, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose. If you care so much about the animal, why would ruining its fur help?
That's a good point.
You know, if you care so much about life, why are you bombing doctors? Same thing. It's, you know, same dumb actions. Anyway, so any comments? Do we have any questions from our viewers?
No.
Look like it. All right. Well, feel free to post on this or on the article on LinkedIn or on our Fashion First Aid Facebook page. But let's move on to the Douche of the Week Award.
Woohoo!
Did you get Laura's recommendation? Shout out to Laura, who we love. Woo woo.
Yep, Laura Preston. She recommended her neighbors. She was going to work this morning, and she was trying to catch the elevator, which she lives on the 5th floor, and they totally saw her and closed the elevator on her. And she had to wait for the next elevator.
Well, she had to wait for the same one, right, for it to go all the way down to the parking basement and then back up.
Yes.
So that's that's douche on two levels, right? That's like, oh, I saw you coming, right? But you're my neighbor. I'm going to see you again.
Yeah, try to be nice to your neighbors that you're going to see.
If you're going to be a douche to everyone else, at least be decent to your neighbors, hey? So,
unless you really don't care and you know you're moving soon, but still.
I mean, she knows where they live. She's going to leave a DoucheBomb on their door.
Okay, and then here's my other nomination is...
or can it be next week?
Oh, it could be next week, because it could kind of be a Dick of the Week award.
All right, well, let's do it for next week.
Just remind me of baby shower, and that can be my... Yeah, we'll do it next week for Dick of the Week, unless anyone else has a great nomination.
Oh, I think all baby showers are dicks.
What's really dick is when you claim you didn't invited someone and you really didn't. And I figured it out.
Okay, well, you got to fill me in after the podcast. Well, anyway, let's go on to my favorite part of the show, Sidekick predictions.
Oh my gosh. All right, so exciting things are happening in people's lives right now, I think. And so it's a big, huge period of transition. So some people take change well, some people don't. And I think the whole policy is you've got to go with the flow and take it one step at a time And always realize if you don't take it one day at a time, it'll seem too daunting and you won't be able to do it. You've been avoiding doing something. I don't know if you've been avoiding doing something, Cassandra, but you just need to fucking suck it up and do it. And what else? There was something else that was on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, don't forget to wear deodorant this week. Otherwise, it will have a tragic, embarrassing moment during the day. You'll be that smelly person.
Numbers?
Oh, numbers. Sorry. Let's see. 6,862, 24, 1, 6, 26, and 2.
All right. Thank you so much, Psychic Sidekick. Very, very exciting.
Wait, are those numbers so you can play the lottery, or?
No, they're just your lucky numbers.
Lucky numbers. Like, if you see number 6,862 somewhere, you should probably go with it. Like, if that's an option.
Right? I mean...
It also could be the amount of emails I have. I don't know.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Next week we will be talking about caring for cashmere and other winter sweaters, because it's still winter in a lot of places.
Oh wait, one really quick thing. Cassandra, did you watch the Oscars?
I watched part of it, yes.
What was your favorite dress?
From what I saw, I liked J-Lo. That's all I can oh, and I also like Anna Kendrick. Is that her name?
Yes, Anna Kendrick.
I thought the keyhole, I thought it would have been prettier without the keyhole, as Kim and I discussed. But I was okay with the keyhole. It flowed beautifully. It was beautiful on her. It was really pretty.
Who was your favorite Psychic?
I think it's Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife. Minus the slit being a little too high, I still thought it was a really pretty dress.
I don't remember the dress. I'll have to look at the dress.
My favorite was Lupita.
Oh, yeah.
Pearls.
Those pearls, that whole dress was beautiful, and the color was sick on her. Wow.
Yeah, that was very unique.
And she probably had to work out to be able to wear that dress. It must have weighed a ton.
She said she worked out that morning so that she could wear the dress.
Yeah.
Is that to say, like, if you're her age, like 20, one workout actually does something? I think that's the more.
I think they all work out before they put on their dresses.
Yeah, and they get their bodies lasered.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid. I'm your host, Honest Kim. We've got Annie the Psychic Sidekick and our special awesome guest, Cassandra Kelly.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next Tuesday.
Au revoir.